Taking this video for people that saw my comment on YouTube. Made a comment I was going to pick this up out of the woods, and I didn't expect a bunch of people to be all excited to see that I was getting some old turd out of the woods, but a bunch of people kind of subscribe to my channel. I don't really do much with it or anything, but I figured people that did care, I'd kind of do a walk around. Plus I got a couple questions about it, so I was hoping some people could help me with it. It's a I think it's like a 60s John Deere 2010. It's diesel. It's a 4-cylinder. It's been sitting like 40 years probably. The exhaust was covered on it, but the cover the guy put over it when he parked it rotted over. So now you pull the dipstick out of it and the antifreeze comes out. So I don't know if this is a sleeve motor where it just rotted through, or maybe just a head gasket's blown, but you don't want that in your oil. Like that stay in the radiator. I'm assuming it shouldn't be too expensive to just go ahead and rebuild this motor, because stuff's probably pretty rusty. It's got a winch on it. I don't know what brand of winch it is. I'm assuming it's probably just a John Deere winch. I mean, it kind of looks like a Gearmatic, but it's got a Gearmatic master on it. But I'm not sure about the winch. I'm sure it's froze up right tight from sitting all them years. But I intend on getting it fixed to reuse it. It was used to build a road, and then after that it wasn't really used for anything. The sprocket on the back ain't worn out too bad. I mean, it's got some wear, but being as old as it is, it's not bad. Track's pretty good. If anything, if it becomes more of a problem than I can afford to fix, I probably just end up parting it out. A lot of good parts on it. This has been sitting since probably the 70s, and everything's solid. Nothing's been stove up. It was taken good care of. I mean, obviously not now, but it was covered up the whole time it sat in the woods. And everything's free for the most part. Gear work, the shifter works. The master for the winch don't work. This lever over here is froze up. Just to be expected, obviously. Your hoses are completely junk. Cylinders got some pitting on them, but it's not the end of the world. You get running some oil through them. Sure, they'll be fine. I'll probably go around for winter, put all new grease fittings on it, and then just grease everything up. I ain't seen no grease in a while. But a lot of junk down in there that needs to come out. And there's inches of it in there. And I'm gonna drain the oil. Drain what's in the oil, which is 90% antifreeze. Put some good oil in it, and some mystery oil in it, and try putting a breaker bar in the engine just see if it comes free. And I probably won't try to start it just for the fact that it was so gross. But I mean, I might get a little excited with that stuff sometimes, but odds are it's been sitting too long and needs to be gone through. There was no fuel left in it when it sat, so should be all set there. Obviously gonna have to go ahead and change the air cleaner because that's pretty gross. Not sure what it's got for hours on it. I'm sure it's pretty low hours. Like I said, it made that one road. They pulled some wood with it, and I mean, that was really the extent of it. I noticed over here somebody did a lot of bubble gum, and did a pretty nasty job on that. See where the track been hitting up against the edge of the blade there. I think that's when I pulled it. I just went ahead, and it was down the road from my house about a mile, so I just hopped in my skidder there and I drove down and hooked a chain to the blade and then drug it the other mile back up the road to here where I can work on it, where I got power and stuff. An old cat skidder we got. pulled it fine. It's worked out good though. Knowing the old guy that owned it, bought it, had it back in the 60s, and he didn't, I kept trying to get it off him, and he kept saying that it was junk, and he didn't want nothing to do with it, and it's better off sitting scrap, but he didn't really, I just think he didn't want anything to do with it. And he was saying that the tracks were froze when he drug it in the woods, and I was assuming that was going to be an expensive problem right from the beginning. I hooked onto it with a chain. As soon as I pulled the chain tight, tracks rolled, and tracks rolled the whole way. I didn't change any thing on the shifter. It was in transport when it was drug up there. It was in transport when I drug it out. So whatever problem that he had either fixed itself, or I don't know what, but it went underwater at one point. I mean, assume stuff rusted in there, but everything was oiled up before it was parked. The intentions of being used again. That never happened. And long story short, the land sold, and the new owner, I talked to him, and he said to go ahead and, if I could get it out with destroying too much, without destroying his land, to go ahead and get it out of his way, because he's gonna have his family vacationing up there, and he didn't want to see this thing from the road. So I waited for the mud season to be over, and I got busy, and then last night I had some ambition, so made my mind up today that I was going to go down and get it. So that's what I did. Went down, picked it up, and happy that I did. If anybody knows anything about these, as in if these are like a sleeved motor and the sleeve could have rusted out, and that's how I got antifreeze in my motor down in my oil pan, or if maybe it's just a hot, head gasket blown, anything like that. I don't know a lot about this. Most of the numbers are kind of worn off from where a hose was wearing against the pin, but if anybody knew anything, I'd really appreciate the input, just to kind of give me a step in the right direction. Like I said, it's a 2010 John Deere diesel. It's like a 40 horsepower 4-cylinder. I mean, obviously it's pretty dirty right now. Like I said, if anybody knew anything that could give me some tips on what I might need to do, you know, where a good place to start is, if it might be something fixable with leaving the motor in there, or if I ought to go ahead and pull the motor out. Anything that could save me some time would be good. Doing the work wouldn't be a problem, but I prefer to do less work on it than I have to. I'm making a pasture over there, clear cutting it right now with a skidder, and I'd like to get this going to kind of finish it off, get it ready for seed. So if anybody had anything that they knew about, it would be great. And I guess I'll go ahead and upload some videos when I tear into it, because there's a decent amount of people that were interested in seeing about this, and I don't really care at all about views or anything, but I more care that there's some people that are interested in seeing what's going on with it and can give me a hand with some stuff. I'd appreciate that more. And I'm not a YouTuber by any means, and I don't ever plan to be, but I was surprised by the amount of people that wanted to see about this. So if any of you out there that are in the world of dragging shit out of the woods and fixing it back up, have any tips, anything you do to put in all the stuff that'll take oil, good oil to put in, and all that stuff, be appreciated. Any stuff you'd recommend checking right off and anything like that would be really appreciated. And just go ahead and leave a comment about it if you know something, and you know, maybe a good spot to get parts and stuff like that would be nice. I intend on kind of keeping track of how this goes, because it'd be a cool video for me to have down the road once I get it fixed and running. First time I try starting it, it's going to be on video, and I'm going to put that on there. That's always pretty cool to see. I wasn't going to try doing it in the woods until I saw that antifreeze in the oil, and I didn't feel like trucking tools back and forth in the woods, so I just hooked onto it with a skidder and didn't feel like burning the guy's whole land down, so I just grabbed it and drug it home. So I appreciate the people that wanted to know about it, and if someone knows stuff about it, don't be afraid to reach out, because I would appreciate any help that was given. So thanks. Put some more stuff on there later on, and can go from there, I guess. Probably next weekend I'll start digging into it, and I'll put another thing up there what I find out. So alright, that's it for now, I guess.